So what am I doing here? Where am I? A man finds himself in an unfamiliar place. He looks around, but there's nothing but darkness in all directions. A bizarre sensation wells up within him, as if a heavy weight presses down upon his neck. My head's killing me. Sir, something covering it? Raising a hand to his face, he can feel an obstruction, smooth but large. Some kind of rectangle, like a brick? Even pulling with all his strength. A strange brick covering his head doesn't budge. How the hell do I get this thing off? The man turns his gaze downward. It's dark, but he can barely make out the outline of his body. I can still see. I don't feel any eye holes. Maybe it's glass or something. Well, let's get the obvious out of the way. Ow! Okay, not dreaming. He has become Dante Limbus Company. Let's see. Last thing I remember. So this takes place post-becoming the champion of Tenyo. That's right. Tenyo. I'm supposed to be your champion now. The man's name is Collin. A gambler who sold his soul to the goddess of luck. Hey, Tenyo. If you're here, then tell me what the hell's going on. But his cry is not answered. Hello? Anyone? This isn't about that marble fountain I pissed in that one time, is it? I swear I can explain. It was an emergency. Once again, nothing. Man, this is seriously creepy. Those whispers aren't helping either. Hey, who the hell's out there? Can you hear me? Suddenly, a faint light flickers on in the distance. Huh? Like a mosquito drawn to a flame, Collin steps forward the light. His eyes drift to a nearby glass pane. Overcome by a burdening curiosity, he approaches the glass and he places his hands on it. He's become a living Mahjong tile. Okay. What? What the fuck? Instinctively, he looks away, averting his eyes from the incomprehensible sight. Pulls again at the object on his head with all his might, momentarily forgetting his previous attempt. The result is the same. A number of questions boil to the surface of Collin's mind. What is this block doing on my head? Looks solid, so how am I even able to see? Some sort of camera or VR display? Come to think of it, his gaze shifts down. Where are my clothes? Strange head block aside, the man is dressed in nothing but a pair of polka dot underpants. You know, if it was just waking up heavy-handed in a dark room half naked, I might not bat an eye. That's just any other weeknight for me. What's really disturbing me is that this underwear isn't mine. Incidentally, the man's mind is clear and he does not smell of alcohol. It's obvious to him that someone else is at work here. This block thing on my head, I know I've seen that pattern before. Green dragon. That's it. There's a giant Mahjong on the tile on my head. Oh my god, we have a note section in this. Mahjong is a 4-player tabletop game with roots in gambling, where players draw and discard titles to create a winning hand, similar to card games such as gin rummy or poker. It is a zero-sum game where points are taken from opponents, and the player with the most points at the end emerges victorious. Not to be confused with Mahjong Solitaire, a single-player tile stacking variant of the game commonly found on old computer systems, which many people think of when they hear Mahjong. That is, yes. Mahjong originated in China. It is more often well known for its Japanese variant, referred to as Richi Mahjong. The goal is to create tile sequences 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, etc., similar to runs in the card game Gin Rummy, as well as triplets 1, 1, 1, 7, 7, 7, etc., in order to form specific tile combinations akin to poker hands. While luck plays a large part, it's also a game where every decision counts. Green Dragon Mahjong tile. Alright. Wait a second. A particular moment rushes back to it. Must ask, champion, are you familiar with Mahjong? Am I? Ha! Lady, you just said the magic word! Tenyo, you cheeky little... Whatever this is, it's not what I had in mind. Ah, you made it. Please, come in. Oh my, am I the first to arrive? I'd hardly like to appear over-eager. Welcome to my humble tea party, Lady Kisshou-Tenyo. I trust the accommodations are to your liking. Don't worry, you aren't early. The other guests are just late, as usual. I suppose when you have wandered as much as they have, pleasantries become rather mundane. But I must admit I enjoy a good tea now and again. Turning down an invitation for the endless witch Beatrice would be unconscionable. Oh, already being cautious, are we? And don't think I don't know how much wandering you did yourself in preparation for this game. I'll leave that to your imagination. What fun would it be to show our hands early? Indeed! I look forward to seeing what kind of champion you've cooked up for us. Meanwhile, Collin is like, I am in someone else's underwear. Okay, Goddess of Luck has lived for 1,000 years. She seeks thrill from games as she is unable to face hardship. She has developed quite a competitive streak as a result. Though she can bring about the most unlikely outcomes, it is more correct to categorize her as an eraser of undesirable outcomes. She has yet to master bringing about the impossible. Once Miko to one of the 7 gods of fortune, she inherited the title of goddess after her predecessor was banished from the Senate. Some say it was a stroke of luck. Like all witches, she detests boredom above all else. Wow. Interesting character. Anyways, hello, Mito. She's known for being exceptionally cruel, even among witches. She loves bullying the weak and is capable of using trial and error endlessly to find the cruelest fate that they can possibly be given. She toys with her victims even further by piling on one after another. This witch is extremely powerful, but word has it that she sometimes becomes obsessed with creating certain patterns, or that her means end up becoming her goals. Like all witches, she detests boredom above all else. You got very deep lore here. Likewise. Knowing you, I'm sure your choice will be as distasteful as ever. Calm down. Am I that much of an open book? It takes a very distinctive kind of cruelty to dream up a game this twisted. That much I can't deny. But aren't you just as twisted for playing along? I never back away from a challenge, Vito, my dear. See? No doubt you've chosen an underdog as a champion. You and Lady Berncastle have a similar taste in that respect, from what I gather. Well, she is the Witch of Miracles, and what is a miracle if not a stroke of luck? Miracles have nothing to do with luck. Ah, speak of the devil. Welcome to this humble tea party, Lady Berncastle. Wow, this is becoming a regular old party. Her vast power is capable of creating all kinds of miracles, but her heart has been broken a bit as a result. Theoretically, she's a witch with the greatest of powers, but in practice, this is no more realistic than folding a piece of paper 100 times so that it reaches the moon. Yet, she did fold it 100 times. So yeah. Oh no. You heard that? Every time you beat me, it's nothing but luck. My, what a sore loser you are. You only say that when you win. Whenever you lose, you throw the biggest tantrums. You should take a page from our mysterious witch of fate and her eternal poker face. Please, I'm a goddess of luck now. Don't use that old name. Hehe. You still haven't outgrown the goddess phase, have you? How pretentious. You're more like a witch of coincidence. Ah, now, let's save the catty banter for after the game has begun. Lambda Delta, that's her name. And what's the holdup? Everyone's here. Can't wait for the 3 of you to beg me for mercy. Pick the best champion after all. I have no doubt. You were always as subtle as a steamroller. Steamroller? Is that any way to talk to a witch in the Senate who came all this way? Naturally, I meant it as a compliment, Lady Lambda Delta. Collin, yes. No, I remembered her name. Lambda Delta. She embodies the idea that hard workers are rewarded, and is revered even by humans. Though she is a witch, she does not stray far from the concepts of humans. For that reason, her power as once worshipped by humans is incalculable. However, she is fickle about whose efforts she chooses to reward. In many cases, she bestows her favor upon those who entertain her the most. To be expected. Steamrollers are the height of fashion as of late. Of fashion? Eh? They are? I mean, I knew that, of course. I was just testing you. Well then, we shouldn't delay any further, shall we? Hold on. Who's to say that Miss Goddess here won't influence the outcome of the game? Oh? Could the same be said of you, Baron Castle? As well as Lambda Delta? Worry not. The venue for this game is not so easily influenced. All outcomes shall be decided by Devil's Roulette, in accordance with de Boiv's doctrine. The game shall be free of influence from any of us, apart from the 4 champions that we've chosen. Is that satisfactory? I see. More than anything, this is a test of our judgment of character. That's fine with me. I accept these conditions as well. Who cares about all this boring stuff? Let's get on with it already. Indeed, let the games begin. Oh. Gentlemen of Financial Folly, welcome to my domain. My name is Beatrice, and I will be your host this evening. I'm certain you are all simply dying to know where you are and what's going on. To explain that, it may be easier to show rather than tell. Which waves your pipe? And with that simple gesture... Collin's surroundings light up. From this moment forward, you are no longer human. You own nothing. You are nothing. Each and every one of you are now nothing more than... Mahjong tiles. Alright. Oh, wow. How much is there to this? Oh, my goodness. We are Green Dragon. We are Hatsu. Japanese Mahjong games use 136 tiles. For every tile, there's 4 of each type. Tiles can be grouped by suits, tile types, symbols, and terminals. Each suit is a tile from 9 to 9. Outside the suits, there are additional tiles such as dragons and winds, being called honor tiles. So 4 winds, 1 through 9. Oh boy. On closer inspection, rows of green laid out meticulously like game pieces on a board. Ah! Whoa, okay. Oh wow! Oh, this is wicked. Every single one of them is a flesh and blood man. What in fresh hell is happening? Collin can only stare at his fellow men in bewilderment. I think I never prepared him for a sight like this. Oh my god. I see humans reduced literally to mere objects. This is a level beyond just messed up. In case it's not obvious, if we have Mahjong tiles, then we will naturally be playing Mahjong. Not just regular Mahjong, however. What should we call it? Human Mahjong? No, after all, none of you are human. You're all just worthless, disposable tiles. Then mutual Mahjong is what we'll settle on. Don't understand? Then I'll explain. Oh my god. Other than 4 players, there will be 4 teams. Your teammate will decide your hand. Whenever you would draw a tile, 3 tiles on the wall will stand up. At this point, your team has 2 minutes. During these 2 minutes, you will no doubt be engaged in passionate debate. When your time is up, one member of your team will be chosen at random as a representative. That representative will then choose one of 3 tiles. If they choose to draw that tile rather than discard it, the tile will join your team. Of course, you must discard a tile as well. Since the representative chooses which tile to discard, and the fun and games continue. Neutral Mahjong. We're the tiles, huh? This is what Tenyo meant when she said I'd be like the horse she was betting on. This is mental. I love it. Okay, there's our wall. Initial stack of face-down tiles which players draw during the game. It's a central source for distributing tiles like the deck in a card game. The tiles are arranged into walls of 34 tiles, double stacked 17 tiles wide. Setting the walls, a dice roll decides the wall break beginning of each round, after which certain tiles are set aside and considered the dead wall, which is not drawn from. Tiles that remain. Let's do that. So. That's a lot to think about. Okay, so. Always range wall of 34 tiles, so 4 walls of 17 tiles wide, 2 tiles high. Dice roll determines the wall break, beginning of each round, certain tiles are set aside. Dead wall not draw. Still a little bit lost on the rules, but get the basic gist of it. But she's watching from me somewhere, waiting for me to win big for her as her champion. I'm sure you're wondering one thing. How do I get out of here? Worry not. Wouldn't be much of a match if you weren't motivated, so I'll tell you. At the end of the game, the only tiles who may leave this place and return to their lives are those who were, at any point, but for winning hand. If you go the entire match without winning a single hand, you remain here forever. But I'm sure for many of you, that's not a problem. You may not even wish to return to your miserable lives, drowning in debt with nothing to your names. So, I've arranged a little bonus out of the kindness of my heart. Note those scoreboards above your doors. You make it to the end of the match, each member of your team will get to leave with a bonus prize. $100 for every point on the board. In other words, 25,000 points becomes $2.5 million. You could theoretically win more than 17 million. Perfect chance to turn your lives around completely. How's that for motivation? There's only one tiny wrinkle. If any team's score drops below 0, the match is over then and there. Any tile who was part of that team at any point during that last hand will be trapped here, whether they've won a hand before or not. The only exception is the team that ultimately wins the match, who may leave no matter what. Now then, you all have no end of questions, I'm certain. Not too bad. Questions are for people. Figure it out for yourselves, tiles. How much is this? This is supposed to be an epilogue. Well, I mean, alright, once we're here, let's read some more. Read this. Mahjong hands. Sequence, triplet pair. Sequence. 79, 2, 3. Lead hand normally consists of 1 pair and 4 of any combination of 3 sets of tiles. Okay. And winning hand must include at least 1 Yaku. Conditions or patterns. So these are examples of the Yakus. Essentially a triplet sequence. Tripler sequence. Not all Yaku are okay, there's others then. Not all Yaku are pattern-based, possible to win with a Richi Yaku alone. And building hands without an in-depth understanding of all Yaku. Okay, score. Most games start player at 25,000 points. Points generally obtained from other players are winning hands. Okay. The more valuable a pattern of tiles in the hand makes up, the more points that hand is worth. Very heavy rules here, okay. Just people in mutual Mahjong. Whenever a tile is drawn, 3 tiles from the wall stand up. A representative is chosen with the team at random. That representative then chooses one of the 3 tiles to draw, also chooses a tile to discard. Okay, so cycle of drawing and discard, and if you get a winning hand, like, you qualify to not die. You're qualified to go home. Is there a condition when, where the match can end outside of? Again, this is going to go for me, my lack of familiarity with the Mahjong rules, but if there's not a condition where the game can end naturally. Maybe like all the tiles are drawn, but you draw and discard, so in theory, there's some cycling back and forth. Again, I don't know. So Mahjong. This feels like the win condition that's designed to screw over a quarter of the prisoners. At minimum. Brutal. Very fitting. Plenty of your fellow tiles are quite intimately familiar with the Mahjong, after all. We've played enough, so let's just begin. Tiles on the wall, you will now form teams as directed. According to the witch's instructions, the tiles making up the wall stand up in groups of 4. Nobody's especially eager to play along with this game. And faced with such overwhelming circumstances, the easiest choice is to follow everyone else's lead. One by one, the groups head into the doors they were directed to. This process repeats for some time, until eventually each team consists of 13 tiles. This is my team. Oh my god. Is it gonna play out the whole game? And of course me! Judging by that door, I take it the player we're representing is the East player. It means we're the dealer, so we'll be going first. Next 3 tiles of the wall stand up. They would obediently stand at attention, unsure exactly what would happen if they refused. East team, your 2 minutes begins now. What do we do? I don't know what's happening, I just want to go home. Well, it seems like if we want to go home, we need to win a hand. With everything Collin has been through, he's had more time than the others to calm down. The rest of his team is still in a state of panic and confusion. I've never played Mahjong before. Should we take a vote? There's no other choice but for Collin to put his own anxiety aside and take the lead. We'll just talk it out first, yeah? Non-stop debate. Options of the 7-pin, 3-man, or the west wind tile. We need to pick one of these tiles to draw. Then we need to decide who to discard, which means we'll be kicking off... Which I guess means kicking them out of our team. I think we should draw the 7-pin. You're just saying that because you're a 6-pin, so it puts you in Tatsu. Guys, please, I have no idea what you're saying. Can you speak English? What's this pin and man stuff? That's our suits. Pinzu are the dots, and Manzu are the Japanese symbols. Do we really have to pick one? Can't we just leave our team the way it is? Could choose to draw one and then discard it right away, but we'd still need to pick one of the 3. Hey, there's no time to catch up the newbie. Let's just take a vote. Yeah, whoever gets picked has to abide by the vote, or they get discarded next time. 2 white dragon tiles have evidently become fast friends, an unnerving development for Collin. It's hard to argue against their plan. Fine, we'll just do that. There's no time to talk it out properly. Collin considers his team in hand makeup. It's not a great hand for me. If I want to get out of here, I can't let them discard me. Dragons are useful tiles, so on that front I've got lucky. We already have 2 white dragons. Compared to them, I'm the odd one out. Definitely want to keep that pair of white dragons if we want a quick win. The 1 and 2 of bamboo are close to a sequence, and so are the 7 and 9 as symbols. We draw the 7-pin, and that one will be close as well. If this were a normal game, I'd probably draw the 7-pin and discard the north or south wind tiles. It's not a normal game. If I help the other tiles group up, I'll be left even more isolated. Before I know it. Hey, we already have 2 white dragon tiles. Get out of here. Need to convince them that there are better tiles to discard. Fine. I don't know what's going on, but I vote we draw the Manzu guy. I also vote for the 3-man. Vote for the 7-pin. Well, I vote that we take the west wind tile. Are you crazy? Why would we take the west wind? It doesn't match with any of our tiles. It put us only 3 tiles away from a Kokushi Muso. My head cannot handle this Mahjong terminology right now. Oh god. Well, wait, did I still have this view up? Oh god, I'm so sorry. Symbols, dots, banbu. Pinzu, manzu, sozu. Pinso, man. Referring to tiles. 1 of dots will be a 1-pin, 3 of symbols will be a 3-man. All 3 suits have monetary origins, symbols representing amounts of money, dots representing coins, bamboo representing the strings that the coins once tied to. Okay, what else do we need to review here? Kokushi Muso. 13 orphans. This Yaku requires one of each terminal tile, 1 through 9 from each suit, one of each honor tile, as well as one duplicate of any of the tiles. That's actually not a bad idea. That would also give us reason to keep Collin. That's a unique circumstance. We don't need to shoot for a wild hand like that, but you need to win one so we can get out of here. Look, the vote's a vote. Let's just let everyone have their say. Let the team cast their votes one by one. All that remains is Collin's vote. Don't make me make a choice. Let me see. You either vote 3-man for the tie of the vote or 7-pin. Kakushi Muso would be nice if you could pull it off. It would mean they couldn't discard me. Normally it'd be pretty hard to get, but being able to choose from 3 potential draws like this might be possible. Fortunately, it doesn't matter. West Wind doesn't have enough votes to win, even if I voted for it. Winning 3-men would cause a tie, but then... What are you doing? Now what are we supposed to do? Yeah, why'd you have to go and cause a tie? That would just piss everyone off. And they might be more likely to vote me out. There's really only one choice. When it comes to games of chance and strategy, Collin is comfortable. He's in his element. This is as much a social game, which Collin is less experienced with. The only real choice he can see is to play passively and try not to stand out. I'll vote 7-pin. What about to discard? Collin considers the rest of the votes. The answer's clear. Sorry, fellas. That's the breaks. Somebody voted for me. I'll need to be careful. Alright, keeping with his previous choice, Collin goes with majority. Southwind. Alright, that's all the votes. Drawing the 7-pin and discarding Southwind. Whoever gets picked, need to follow the vote, got it? Once again, the 2 white dragons take charge, securing their belief that they're nearly untouchable. Hold on! Why am I the one being discarded? This isn't fair. If you discard me, I can't win. I can't get out of here. Look, man, I get it, but we took a vote. Fair's fair. Besides, there'll probably be more chances for you. Mahjong has played multiple rounds. Oh. Time's up. Each team, your representative is... The 2 are bamboos. You have 1 minute to announce your decision, or you'll be discarded yourself. The decision is yours, and yours alone. Oh, no. Me? You already took the vote. You don't have to think too hard about it. That was just something all of you decided on. Oh, no. I want to draw the 3-man. 3 of symbols, you've been chosen. Make your way to the east door. Through the east door. Yes! The other tiles dejectedly stare at the floor before being instructed to return to their lying down positions. What are you doing? You didn't follow the vote! Now they're gonna discard you next time. But will they really? Huh? Think about it. You and I are Tatsu. You only need a 3-so to make a complete sequence. My mind can't handle this right now. 2 tiles that only need 1 more tile to create a numbered sequence. 1, 2 need a 3, 3, 4 need a 6, 4 and 6 needing a 5. Not an official rules term, but a... You may make a chi tile call on that tile to add it to your hand as part of an open sequence. Oh. Like when you're playing rummy and the person before you discards the card you need, you pick it right up and you go. So, like, that's incorporated as a special rule in and of itself? You could all discard me, but you would be making it actively harder for yourself to win. You jackass! You think that means you can do whatever you want? Voting was a terrible idea from the beginning anyway. Everybody's gonna vote for their own self-interest. That won't work in Mahjong. This isn't a game where the majority of tiles will always be useful. But not even a single turn passes before democracy collapses entirely. Then who are you discarding? Up until now, the White Dragons have been the main proponents of the vote. But this Mahjong meritocracy has its appeal to them as well, being a pair. Even if someone went rogue, as long as they were trying to win, there would be no threat to them. And so the next decision comes as a surprise to everyone. I choose... you, Green Dragon. Huh? First pre-discarded is none other than Collin. Wait, hold up, what are you doing? I'm a Yakuhai tile. Having me around means an easy win. We can all get out of here. No, we already have 2 White Dragons. What if we don't get a 3rd? We need me around just in case. Surely there are less useful tiles than me for you to discard. We know it's precisely because you're useful that we need to get rid of you now. We wait until later in the game. It's more likely that another team will have 2 Green Dragons. Then if we discard you, that team could scoop you up to get their own Yakuhai. Oh my god, there's so much rules. There's so much rules. Can't handle this right now. Flexible and easy to get. As long as your hand consists of 3 other sets in a pair, you still have a valid winning hand. Triplet or quad of dragon tiles. My head cannot handle all this Mahjong right now. I cannot handle this much Mahjong right now. Collin is angry. Not the man who chose to discard him, but at himself for not foreseeing this. And building up your hand on your own isn't enough. I believe the teams are trying to win as well. In order to win, the other teams must lose. The chaos of this bizarre game, that's one simple and obvious fact, had completely slipped Collin's mind. He hadn't factored it into his calculations at all. A fatal oversight. Green dragon moved to the center of the game board. Damn it, can't believe I was this naive. Not standing out wasn't enough. I should have taken a more active role. But it's too late now. I guess I'll just have to win next round. The door to the center of the area opens. Collin walks uneasily down the aisle to the center. The metal platform seems to indicate where he's supposed to stand. Not sure what's in store for him when Collin takes his position. There isn't even enough time for him to realize what's happened. Oh no! Did he just... Is he dead? Unceremoniously, it happened in an instant. Swallowed by a pit of molten lava, consumed by flames as hot as hell itself. There's no question, not a trace of the man called Collin Faust could be left. I think your champion will be the very first tile discarded. Got some luck indeed. Now, Burn, this is amazing luck in its own right, isn't it? True, she never specified that she was a goddess of good luck. I must say, Tenyo, if this was all your champion had to offer, I'm rather disappointed. Is this really what you spent all that time searching for? If it had been that instance of him, then surely. Watch and learn, Witch of Fate. You can't just sweep undesired results under the rug. The only way to create a miracle is to build it yourself. South team? One tile had been disinterested up until this point, and yet if its face were visible, there would surely be a smirk on it. South team, your 2 minutes begins now. Discussion becomes more heated than ever. Nobody wants to enter the same fate, share the same fate as Collin, but in the end, the other tile is fed to the flames as a matter of course. The story of Collin Faust may be at its end, but for those who remain, the game has just begun. Well, alright. My mind has been fully melted by Mahjong. That was freaking wicked. It's over. I'll be discarded. I'm gonna die. I'm just a worthless 3-pin. Hey, don't say that. But I'm the only pin tile on this team. I'm obviously gonna be discarded. I'm so confused. What's your name? My name? It's David. Why? You're a tile, David. Don't let that witch get to you. You're a goddamn human being. Don't worry. You'll make it out of here. All of us will. We just have to work together. What about you? What's your name? It's Ito. Kaiji Ito. The game is far from over. That was insane. Oh my god.